and welcome back to the Yappy Hour.
Today we're going to discuss hills we will die on, which basically means unpopular opinions you defend with your life.
We're going to start with some strong opinions that our viewers submitted to us, starting with the opinion that coffee and matcha taste bad. What do you guys think about that?
They're going to die on that hill because that's just not... That's not true. They're delicious.
I like coffee, not matcha.
What's your beef with matcha?
It's green.
Is it the color?
Yeah. I don't like tea.
Okay.
I love matcha. What if it was flavored, like a strawberry matcha or blueberry matcha?
I just really hate like green tea. I don't think.
Have you ever tried it with, like from Starbucks or something, like with flavor? Like, I think they do like a strawberry cold foam.
That doesn't
and
sound
it sweetens
good.
it and like adds flavor.
No.
Okay.
Damn.
She's a matcha hater.
Yeah, I like matcha and coffee. I don't think either tastes bad. Even black coffee and unsweetened matcha too.
Black
I
coffee.
would drink both.
I don't like black coffee.
I'm with you, but I think my matcha needs a little something.
Yeah,
because I think it's just kind of
prefer
bland
it.
and like, Coffee I could drink anyway, but I do prefer some. Like, I don't mind black coffee, but I like it to have flavor. So, like, for my Keurig, I'll get, like, the French vanilla, like, K-cups. And I could drink that black, but I need, like, that extra flavor in there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
All right. Books are always better than movies.
I don't read books.
I so agree with that. I read books. I agree with that.
You read books?
Yeah.
Huh.
I feel like probably I would agree with that, but I also don't think I read enough. I feel like the books I read a lot actually, but I haven't read like the Hunger Games or like Harry Potter. Like I feel like the books I read are ones that
aren't made into
they don't turn into movies,
right.
So I don't really know. Yeah,
no, every single book I've ever read, I have this, like, amazing image in my head, and it's, like, so good, and then their adaptation's just wrong, and it doesn't follow the storyline, or it's just not, because it's not what I was picturing, it just was kind of like a letdown.
Or, like, it's missing chunks because it can't be as, like, long.
You can't put all the details into a movie that you can into writing.
Yeah.
So.
Caffeine is a life force. Yes.
Yes. I don't think we need to even explain that.
I love caffeine.
Coffee every day. If I could afford Celsius every day, I'd do that too.
Yeah. I feel like it's bad to be dependent on it, but like I totally am. I get a headache if I don't drink caffeine at this point. Like midway through the day, I'll get a headache.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Or if I have like 2 or 3 cups, I get a headache.
Yeah, too
so
much.
It's like the right amount you need.
The one time I've had too much caffeine, it was pre-workout, and I was just like off the friggin' walls, and that's probably, but I felt fine. My stomach didn't hurt. I was just really needed to work out.
Having caffeine on an empty stomach sometimes can be like really painful.
I just shake.
Yep. One time I drank a Celsius on my way to work, and I was having a really bad day, and then I got pulled over, and I was like vibrating the rest of the way to work. I was like, oh my god.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, next one. Social media is a net negative.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'd have to say so.
I would agree. Well, also, like, do you consider Pinterest a social media?
No.
Okay, then I would agree. Because, like, I love Pinterest, and I feel like there's nothing negative about
People
that
don't
app.
Communicate through Pinterest, I feel. If they do, it's through pictures. But it's not like you're going back and forth spreading hate.
True.
I feel like social media has made people too comfortable to be haters.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Especially Facebook. People
Facebook.
Crazy
I will see the
groups.
same post on Facebook that I see on Instagram. And Facebook, they're so mean. They only hate. They only have negative things to say. And on Instagram, they're just, like, way nicer. I mean, there's still hate comments, but I think it's just so bad on Facebook.
Yeah, even, like, on the Willimantic, like, Facebook community group, like, sometimes people are so nice on there, like, sharing, like, tips or, like, I don't know, just things about the Willimantic community, but, like, any post, like, asking a question or something, someone will ask something and all the comments will be like, oh, since when don't you have Google? Like, that's always the top comment.
Or they're like,
they're just asking.
Right.
Exactly. Or they're like, we literally just answered this question last week. Like, do you not look or blah, blah, you know.
Through.
Yeah, and there's only 100 posts a day. Yeah. You have to catch it right when it's posted or you won't see all of them.
Yeah, no, true.
Yeah. Nothing beats a handwritten letter.
I mean, if feel like they're cute, but they're not necessary. Like,
I feel like in theory a handwritten letter is really awesome, but in reality all, like, men, like, if you're romantically interested in men, they have horrible handwriting. Like, god-awful handwriting.
Except for Kagan.
And I'm like, I don't want that.
His mom made him have good handwriting. Like, he has girl handwriting. Like, his mom forced him to have really good... Yeah, his handwriting's better than mine, honestly. So, and he does handwritten... Well, I, like, made it become a thing, like, for, like, birthdays or whatever. And... those I keep, but you don't remember something nice I said over text from 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
you remember
definitely.
the letter because you can read it. So I'm on this bandwagon.
I definitely like handwritten letters. I think I like flowers more, though, because I also like to dry the flowers and keep them.
Oh, okay.
But it also depends on what kind of flowers. Like, if you're getting me just, like, a random bouquet of, like, spray-painted flowers from Walmart, you can honestly keep it, and it's not even about the money. It's just, like, I want, like, a nice fresh flower. Go outside and pick it.
Breath.
Yeah, baby's breath is my favorite, and lilies are my favorite. And then you can dry those and, like, just keep them forever. So it's kind of like the same thing as a letter.
That is,
like,
but it's your own.
Yeah.
I definitely like a letter more than flowers. I also haven't really. I think I've gotten flowers like on my birthday probably, but it's roses because my middle name's Rose, so it's just always roses. But I don't want like a bunch of dried roses.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't like paper anymore, so I feel like I agree with the flowers.
I don't like paper.
I don't know. It's just like we've moved past that stage of life. Like
you want a hand typed email from a man?
No.
Okay.
Next one. The Office is not funny.
Wrong.
Yeah, I disagree. I think The Office, I don't think it's, like, the funniest thing in the world. And also, when I watched it, like, I haven't seen it since I was a sophomore in high school, so maybe it wouldn't be as funny now. But, like, there's definitely some episodes that are really funny.
I think Michael Scott's so fucking funny.
Humor is very specific towards certain groups, though, I feel like. You have to have a certain kind of humor.
Yeah, it can definitely be very, like, millennial core, like...
Yeah.
But
it's so funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it not funny.
I think it's so funny. And I think, yes, the humor's specific, but I think any humor is gonna be, like, for a specific group. Like, because you can't have a humor that makes everybody laugh. So, I don't know. I think it's funny, and... I think it's one of those, it's a unique show that you can't really replicate, which I think is cool.
It is, like, its own idea. Yeah, I would never say it's not funny. Like,
yeah, and anyone who creates a show like The Office, everyone will, like, know it's a spin-off of The Office. Like, it's like a Walmart version of The Office.
Not Walmart version. Kmart.
Alright, this next one is very specific to this time period. Katy Perry did not deserve to go to space.
Preach it, sister.
Yeah.
Agree. That is just rich people doing rich people things.
There's just so many people that, okay, say you really just need to send someone to space. That's what you want to do. Fine. But Katy Perry, like, she has no significance to going to space. It's not an astronaut. It's not a female studying, like, space or... I don't know. Just
like,
anyone but her, really.
Space.
Yeah. And it's just like, I know they did it like the all-female group to be like, oh, it's all women going
all
into
rich
space.
Female.
Yeah, but I'm like, with all that money, you couldn't have actually done something good for women. Like, maybe spent those millions of dollars on all, like, the women's shelters in, like, New York and LA and Boston. Yeah. And, like... gotten maybe like pads and tampons for homeless women, like not sent Katy Perry to space.
That did nothing for women.
Yeah, no, it just honestly pissed me off.
And is it even real? That's the question.
Yeah, did they even actually go?
Exactly. Cats are better than dogs.
No, dogs.
Thank you.
I love them both equally. I would never
what a
say
mom.
One is better. I love cats and I love dogs. Like,
cats attack. Hence, nobody can see, but
no one can see, but
got some scars
on my hands and my eye. And I've had many, and dogs are just way better. I love dogs. I would not have gotten this cat out of like want. It's just the cat showed up on my doorstep.
I love them both. I think they're both awesome. I really couldn't say if I like one or the other.
But okay,
better.
So if you could only choose to have one pet, would you rather have a cat or would you rather have a dog?
For the rest of my life or right now?
rest of your life?
That's a hard one, because I know, like, right now I would pick a cat, because dogs are, like, a lot. So, like, I feel like I need to be, like, a lot more financially stable and, like, have a house and stuff if you have a dog. It's also just more complicated when you have dogs, because, like, a cat, if you travel for, like, a weekend, you can just leave the cat at home with food and, like, they're totally fine. But, like, dogs, you need to, you know what I mean?
Be there, let them out.
There's a lot more that goes
into a dog.
Dogs
are a man's best friend. Dogs are the best thing in the world. I love them. You'll never convince me otherwise. I love cats, too. That's the thing, is I love animals. Cats are just mean, and they have no loyalty to anyone but themselves.
Sometimes they do. It depends on the cat.
Yeah, but it doesn't depend on the dog.
No, that is true.
That's my point.
That's true. For dogs, it depends on the owners, if dogs are mean or not. If a dog is mean, it's the owner's fault, always.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
The next one is Taylor Swift is overrated.
I have a lot to say about this one.
First
of all, no. Second of all, there's no such thing as overrated, because if something is just rated highly and you don't think it's that good, your rating is just different from everyone else's. How does that make it overrated? It's just highly rated because a lot of people like it. Mm-hmm. You can't just say a lot of people are wrong just because you don't like the music. Like, that's such a the word overrated is narcissistic.
It makes you think you're the center.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I'm following.
Yeah,
I think that if Taylor Swift was a man, then this wouldn't even be a conversation. And I think that am I a huge fan of Taylor Swift? No. I like some of her music. I don't follow her. I'm not like a worshipper. I'm not a Swiftie, as they say. Mm-hmm. But I can recognize that she is talented. And clearly, if she's literally helping the economies in every city that she goes to, she's not overrated. People are paying and spending their money to go see her. So she's not overrated. She's highly liked.
And I feel like compared to a lot of other artists, she's like stuck for a long time. Yeah. And has like stuck with like a certain age group too, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, like, piggybacking off the thing you said about, like, if she was a man, like, I feel like a lot of people just use her as a catalyst of hate for women because, like, I would say, like, Ariana Grande is about as big as Taylor Swift, but, like,
I think Taylor Swift's bigger.
Probably. But, like, you don't see anyone debating, like, Ariana Grande all the time. And then
Except
The Weeknd.
It's because she's not. Oh, yeah, but that was for a good reason. But the thing is, Ariana Grande is not in the spotlight right now. So, like, she's not. I don't want to say she's not doing anything with her life because obviously she's successful. Well, and I know that the whole Wicked thing, but she's not actively front and center right now like Taylor Swift was touring. And I think it's literally jealousy. And every single man that I've ever talked to that hates on Taylor Swift, I say, why? And there's no good reason. Mm-hmm. And if I ever get a reason, it's because she writes songs about boys.
And it's like...
And I'm like, so does everyone else.
And every man writes songs about women. Exactly. And they're usually super degrading. Like, The Weeknd is the biggest artist. He's bigger than Taylor Swift. He's the number one artist.
Is.
I know,
is
at least on... on Spotify.
That.
I know he's the number one streamed artist. But, like, you don't see anyone ever debating about The Weeknd. If they don't like The Weeknd, they just don't talk about it.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying.
People don't like Taylor Swift and they just want to talk about it all the time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on before I get too mad. But Liquid IV tastes bad and isn't even good for you.
I agree. Because it tastes bad and it literally does the opposite of what it's supposed to.
It's full. They're sugar-free ones, but normally they're full of sugars, which will dehydrate you, right? Like,
That's exactly. They dehydrate, but the whole point of it is to hydrate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not a fan. You?
I didn't know any of this information. I've had one of them, the firecracker popsicle one, and I was really excited about it, and then I had it, and I was like, this is nasty.
Yeah, I feel like why wouldn't you just drink, like, a Pedialyte or something, which, like, also tastes bad, just like a Liquid IV, but aren't those, like, approved?
Or, like, Gatorlight or like, Body Armor.
Things that are, like, approved by doctors and are more, like, actually hydrate you.
They never tell you when you're, like, throwing up or whatever. They never say, go home and drink Liquid IV. They say, go drink Gatorade.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
True.
And for the last one, every meal can be classified as a soup, salad, or sandwich.
No.
I think it's not that simple.
No, it's not. I do a lot of, like, charcuterie meals, like, and not charcuterie in the way I'm eating, like, meats and cheese and grapes. I just mean, like, I'm eating just a plate full of random stuff. And so, like, that's not a salad or a sandwich. Yesterday, I think I had chicken, half an apple, like, 2 dates, and a cracker. Like, what's that? That's not a salad or a soup.
Right. I also think, like, what do you classify a burrito as? That's not a sandwich.
Yeah, burrito's not a sandwich, it's a wrap.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. A wrap is not a sandwich. It's very different.
Agreed.
True.
Do you agree, Ava?
I agree.
Period.
Yeah. You better. I'm just kidding. Okay, now we're each going to go around and explain a hill we would die on. After we all explain ours, we're going to vote on who had the worst take.
Who wants to start?
Aaron, do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. Okay, a hill I would die on is that being like a non-confrontational person doesn't make you more peaceful or nice. It actually makes you passive-aggressive, fake, and immature. It's worse.
Oh.
I think.
Period.
I think if you have, like, a problem with someone and you're just gonna hang around them and not say it and be passive-aggressive, like, you just need to grow up.
And you're probably gonna talk crap on that person to someone else. Exactly.
Like, you just need to grow up and tell them what the problem is, and if you can't do that, then you need to fully let it go. Like, I guess you could be non-confrontational and just, like, fully let go whatever was bothering you, but if you're holding it in any sort of way, like, obviously don't, like, go up to them and yell at them. Like, there's a nice way to address things, but I think...
But to not go about it in a weird... To go, hey, you upset me because you did this. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, like, that's not necessarily even being confrontational. That's just being a normal person.
Right.
I agree with that. Yeah. And I get told I'm confrontational, and I'm like, no, I'm just being honest. Like, if something bothers me, I'm just going to tell you. And they make it sound like it's a negative thing, but...
No, you should be able to stand up for yourself.
I agree with that.
That's a good one.
Perfect.
Mine is Uggs and shorts should never go together. If you disagree, I'll meet you at the playground after school.
The playground after school.
I agree, because Uggs are warm and cozy and shorts are not.
The only type of Ugg I would disagree with is, like, the slipper talisman ones. I think when it's, like, fall transitioning to winter, if
with
you wear
shorts,
like, imagine, like, a jean short, like a quarter zip, and, like, a talisman.
Yeah, I think still no. I mean, I get what you're saying. I can follow, but
like a boot, I would never wear a boot with shorts.
I actually think I see people around here with, like,
that used to
Ugg
be
boots.
like a trend when we were younger, like the shorts with the tights or leggings, and then the Uggs.
Jean short over a legging, and then
yes,
yeah,
but that's different.
Crazy.
You have leggings on at least.
Yeah,
Even that's better. That was crazy.
I don't really like Uggs in general because I just kind of have, like, a sensory, like, I don't want all that fur on my hot feet all day.
I like Uggs, but just to, like, go outside to, like, grab the mail or something.
They're definitely cute. I just am, like, weird. I'm like, that's too much hot on my feet.
Okay, so a hill that I would die on is that old people need to get retested for their driver's license every certain amount of years once they hit a certain age. I don't know what these ages are in years, but just in general, because I feel like the biggest offenders of bad drivers are old people.
I would agree.
And it's because they're driving too cautious or too slow, or, like, they're not committing to a turn, or they don't see a light or a stop sign or whatever, and they're, like, causing accidents. Not actually. Or I don't know if they are, but you know.
No, they probably are.
My great-grandma, she was still trying to drive when she had dementia, and that's scary.
Yeah.
So I feel like I agree with that for sure.
My best friend Hannah, or maybe I shouldn't have named her. Sorry, Hannah's grandma, I'm calling you out. My best friend Hannah, her grandma, I forget what it is that she drove into, but she, like, drove into a store. And then her other grandma, like, I don't know which one was her mom's mom and which one was her dad's mom, but then her other grandma reversed into a whole person in a parking lot, and both of her grandmas
I just can't believe
their license taken away.
Yeah. There's this one gentleman at this grocery store I worked at. He's a regular there. He backed into a car on 2 separate occasions, trying to reverse out of the parking spot to leave.
Jesus.
The same guy. And and it's a small town, small grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, it's not Walmart. It's not a racetrack.
It's not a racetrack. Yeah, both of my grandparents, like, they have passed away since, but neither of them towards the end of their lives should have been driving. I know that's for sure. They definitely were menaces on the road. I don't really think any of us had, like, a bad take. I think we all kind of agreed.
Yeah.
I think we all hit the spot.
Yeah, I think we'd all die on each other's hills.
Yeah, I think we would. So I don't have anything.
Yeah. Well, I guess this concludes this episode of the Yappy Hour. We hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe comment below if you agree or disagree with us, or comment below a hill you would die on. All right, thank you.